What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Good morning. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you all had a great weekend. That's the most important thing, all right? Your well-being is way more important than what we'll talk about in this video. So if this video will make you sad or something, it might be better to just click away, all right? I would rather have you be okay than to get another view, right? But yeah, so in this video, what we'll do is we'll talk about FTT. We'll talk about the token. We'll talk about the price of the token. Yesterday had another big drop. We dropped down even further than what I expected. I did expect that we would drop down, but yeah. We'll talk about a little bit of the fundamentals behind FTX. And we will talk about the fundamentals for FTT, because obviously I think deposit bans were issued on FTT, on BYBIT and Binance. We can easily check that out, I think right here. Excuse me. Yeah, so they block FTT deposits, so you can still withdraw them, but you can no longer deposit them. So obviously trading on FTT will become harder and harder. I think leverage and margin trading also has been shut down on Binance, so the activity is decreasing and decreasing around FTT, which is also a fundamental. So we'll talk about all of its effects. I mean, the volume right now is dropping down severely, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing for the stability of the market. A lot of people were gambling with FTT over the last days. I think it's better for the entire market if that doesn't happen. So sorry if you were one of those too, if you were one of those people as well. But I believe it's also better for you. So if we then zoom into the market, what you could clearly see yesterday already is that even though this level right here at 1.75 was holding, there was still a lot of bearish momentum. As you can see of those EMAs, we were making lower highs all the time, excuse me. Making lower highs all the time, and is this the right chart? Yeah, this is the right chart. And at some point you're going to drop down. You can see that we are having a pretty big drop now as well, and in the last well, let's say maybe even 5 minutes. Yeah, last like 15 minutes was pretty bearish for FTT. So we dropped down through 1.75. I thought we would drop down to 1.5. We found some support there, but eventually dropped down to 1.25. It really seems to be respecting those 0.5 like iterations, so 2.25, 1.75, 1.25, and probably then also a 2.75. Yeah, works pretty well. So those are very important levels, and you might think like, well, those are just numbers. No, those are psychological key levels, right? So altogether, FTX, the whole drama around that seems to be cooling down a little bit. I'm not sure what news are we going to get. I'm not sure if we can get any more bearish news. I mean, the hack, bankruptcy, what more do you want? So it seems to be that that's stabilizing. So at some point, I think FTT is going to behave a lot like BingX, the token of the Voyager digital exchange. Now, so it's going to be very volatile. Right now, it's still very linked to the all to all of the fundamentals. So what I expect for FTT is well, basically two things. And is this a little bit orange? Yeah, well, all right. So you can see that this is what I drew. Basically, if we just take a look at the technicals, incorporating all of the fundamentals, we know that 1.5 is at least somewhat significant. So if we can actually stay on top of that for, I would say, really the next 6 hours, if we can do that, then I also think we can get all the way up to $2 again. But we haven't even, I mean, right now we're already breaking through. So yeah, I mean, unless we can actually get above 1.5 very quickly and stay on top of that for the next 6 hours, then I think we could actually see some recovery up to $2. Purely price movements. It has nothing to do with bullish fundamentals or anything. If we could do that, stay on top of 1.5, we can actually recover a little bit, I think. But if we don't manage to do that, if we don't manage to get back up there soon, we'll just take that break retest and drop down to 1.25. And at some point, I think there's quite a big chance that at some point we're going to drop down even to $1, but that might not happen today. If it really stabilizes, if the entire market really stabilizes right now, 1.25 might be our last support and might be the bottom. But yeah, it's quite early to say that the market is stabilizing. So don't. I'm not saying it's going to be the bottom, but if it really stabilizes, if like Bitcoin sees some bullish momentum too, then that could be happening. So that's my take on FTT this morning. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, take care and bye.